Welcome back. We've rejoined the group, currently sitting in various different chairs around the antechamber of the core's main sort of area of operation. At least as far as you're aware. Core seems to have dropped a few hints to roast, but more importantly, the other two seem to be putting together little charm bracelets for all of you. Kind of a show of allegiance kind of thing, so that way they know. I mean, they're
Friendship
of course gonna know,
bracelets.
but you never know. Never hurts.
If
Mm,
I may, Nova,
Go ahead.
um, when Core mentions that they had stepped in and formed Rose, Rose looks surprised.
Hmm.
I thought Leonard had formed me.
No, that was
Well,
the story we told. That was what I told Leonard to tell you. Because at the time, well, you're not supposed to know I'm here, but that has changed. So therefore, it is fair that you know the truth.
but why me?
Well, I save many beings. I save many other primordials when they form. Because as of right now, the forges don't work, as I've said. The few that escape my grasp or form when I'm busy or don't have the power to do so often have to form on their own, and that has caused problems, as I'm sure you've run into. When a primordial can't form correctly, or they're overwhelmed with their emotions and what has become of them, many times they will go wild, or as what most will call them, impure.
Right.
Hmm. You simply were one of the lucky ones. That's all.
Is there anything that can be done for ones that go wild?
Well, you've met two of them, and your friend Luminosa has joined one of those sides. You see, Astrov and Zenith are, well, at the time, and still are my answer to the problem, at least temporarily the answer. They are able to track down impure and at least try to calm their souls. Though, as you imagine, the longer an impure lasts, the harder it becomes. Some, I'm afraid, they always have to put down. But the downside is that because of their creation, the other lords, other primordials might see them as outsiders, aliens, those that don't belong in the system. Sadly, that's not something I can fix, not at present, as much as I wish I could.
You know how you had inquired about whether or not we had reached a consensus on joining you, right?
Hmm. I'm actually surprised you made it so quickly. I was expecting several days or to go to someone else. To be fair, oftentimes when people are told that they're not going to be physically rewarded for something, they'll turn their nose at it or not value knowledge and information, which is really all we
But
can offer you.
getting killed by one side kind of tends to tip the scales.
Uh, you can see Core kind of wince at that and it's like, yeah, I don't blame you. I really don't.
Rose gives a look over at Various for a moment, and then looking back at Core. I'm sure you're aware by now from observing us, we all have our reasons as to why we decided to side with your lot.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Maybe it is true there's a lot to be fixed here. A lot that you're still working to fix.
Some things are beyond what you're able to do, but we all help in our own little ways, right? And right now, at least with the current issue, you guys are one of the best tools for the job, as some might say.
Someone once told me that the only way this is all going to stop is if the cycle is broken.
I'm afraid so. But that is a very difficult cycle to break.
I know one place. I know. Excuse me. Yeah.
Because the problem is not just here. As you may understand, the guild not only affects this place, but other worlds, other universes that are out there. There's many of them, and their reach is wide, and it grows wider every day. Sadly, unless they're completely eradicated, it's going to keep happening. The cycle's going to continue, whether we like it or not. Whether I like it or not.
Yeah. I know where to start. By making sure making sure there isn't another Hespera or me that will cause those genocides.
The first step is to end the wild magic that's happening right now. Because until we can fix what's going on now, we can't really turn our eyes onto something much larger than that. And it is far larger than the problem happening here. You've already succeeded in 2 planes. That sadly leaves 4 more. And the worst part is that, at least from what I've noticed, the more planes you liberate, the worse it gets. At least in those planes still affected.
That only means there's more opportunities for us to show the guild just how big a mistake they made.
Was that Tiberius?
I was just saying, thinking out loud, if we left matter for the last one, then that would allow Matarak to deal with the most dangerous of the explosions. Perhaps then.
Oh no, he'd have to do something on his own. What a shame.
I'm just saying, not a bad plan.
Funny enough, Tiberius, you actually get a slight giggle out of the core. It's like, I know you don't all see eye to eye with Mataract.
He's got 3 of them.
4, actually.
Can't kill me, so I have a bit of a tooth against him in that he's an asshole and I don't like him.
I know. Which is why when you eventually do have to join the matter, I will help.
Oh, no. He can deal with his own problems.
He's already dealing with a multitude of problems.
Well, that's not my problem.
Yes, but the wild magic is. Because so long as one plane is still affected by it, it'll keep spreading.
Good, then I'm going to have him grovel at my boots. I'm sorry, I must have come back a little vindictive. Also, I hate him!
I know, but please, don't aim your anger at him.
He killed me! For no other reason than I annoyed him!
That's sadly common with him, I'm afraid.
then he's gonna have to ask for a hell of a lot to make sure his plane doesn't explode and die from me.
But what if I ask?
Oh, I will still do it for you, but I'm going to make him grovel.
Anyway, as I was saying, when it comes down to matter, the thing with the wild magic is that, unlike the others, I can actually pinpoint where it's coming from. So, if anything, you can completely avoid him. You'll be completely unaware.
How about we just watch him struggle for a bit and laugh?
Because then you'd be hurting me.
Remember, the entire system is part of core.
Hmm.
Can't you just delete matter entirely and go put something else in its place?
You see a look of dread cross Core's face.
Oh, please, don't tell me he's actually important. Other than being a stuck-up know-it-all.
Luminosa, destroying an element is what caused the shattering in the first place.
Well, they didn't do a good enough job because Null is still around.
No, not really.
There's a tiny little lord. I've met him several times. Don't try to tell me Null's not around. If it wasn't around, he would not exist.
It's difficult. But let's just say that he's actually quite young.
Well, he's
Only
quite short.
all gnolls were that short, actually. It comes from the fact that they're the souls of children.
That went dark. I thought
They're
the
the
Fae were bad.
well,
How many dead kids have you got powering this thing?
the best way to
Is
explain
there
it to
something
you.
we should know?
In fact,
Because
if you would
dead children was not on the original, plans.
if you would please let me explain.
Not sure.
The plains is an afterlife. It is a place where the souls of the lost come to live their final life, as was ordained by the Allfather. Each plane has its own criteria for the souls that will hold. For those in fire, it's often those who are of a passionate sort. Water tends to be those of a more sly or clever sort. Wind tend to be carefree and the like, and the list goes on. However, the cosmics have a far different criteria. Null specifically, due to its creator Hecate, she gave them an entire element, the souls of lost children, those who yet to find their course in life. But here's the thing, Luminosa. The only souls that come here are those that lose their way. Those that can't find the afterlife they're destined for. Therefore, they come here. The only place where they can find home.
So,
It's meant as a sanctuary, and
I
the
have,
guild used it against us.
I have a question, Core.
Of course.
Why do you look like a kit? I imagine you're a kit of whatever type of thing you are, because, well, I haven't really met that many that have been as tall as I am, and every time I see that, apparently they're a child.
I'm an AI,
What's that?
an artificial intelligence.
You
I
seem
am the
pretty intelligent
mind.
to me.
The best way to put it is I am a spirit. I'm a spirit of this entire world. The entire world, which is built off of a massive machine. At its
Wait,
core, the plains is a living machine where you now sit.
so you're a young machine.
In regards to gods and the like, yes, I am quite young. Unlike others of my ilk, I was given self awareness, emotions, the ability to choose for myself. Therefore, I tend to learn at a much slower pace. But also, I'm stunted. The shattering did a great deal to my systems that I can't repair. And until I can't, well, grow up. Therefore, I am stuck like this. And, in a grim way of saying it, slowly dying.
And if you die, the planes die.
Yes.
So
If I
why
die,
make yourself known to the Lord so they can help you, so they all don't perish at the same time?
because if they know, the guild knows. And if
But
the
doesn't
guild knows, then
the
they
guild
know where
already
to
know
strike.
everything?
That's why I have to remain a secret. Because if the guild knows, then they'll know where to strike.
Well, where is the stupid Allfather? Why hasn't he fixed all this? If he's all-knowing and
He's
Allfather.
dead. He's
Well,
gone.
he couldn't have been that good if he got himself killed.
He died preventing the worst of the shattering, Luminosa. The shattering would have been far worse if he had not taken the blunt of the force.
How did he even let it happen in the first place?
Well, absentee fathers tend to let things go until all of a sudden they need their children's help.
Not necessarily. The
Sorry,
guild
speaking
fought.
from personal experience.
I know, but this is
I
a
don't even
different
remember
thing.
my parents. If I have
The
any.
guild wrought a several front attack on all of us. They distracted Madaract. They distracted, at the time, the Nameless King, who was the Lord of Void. They attacked every single plane at once, distracting every single lord and isolating Null. The Allfather, who was helping the fight, was also occupied when Null was struck down. Pay in mind, a lot of this came from the fact that his other half didn't help us.
What do you mean his other half? What other
His
half?
sister,
Well, there's obviously a something mother.
An all-mother?
essentially, the goddess of witchcraft, she didn't attend the war. She didn't help us until it was too late.
Where is she?
I don't know.
Are you sure she's not in league with the guild?
No.
They seem to have a lot of random magics that they probably shouldn't have access to.
Everyone has access to this magic. That's the thing about the planes. That's why it was created. Everyone has access to this magic. To stunt that magic would only play further into their hands. Think of the planes like a prism.
Like the guild gained that kind of power, and none of your predecessors or people see it coming.
We
This
can't
seems like a very large issue in their defenses.
we
Or
can't
were
see
they too high and mighty on themselves to think they could actually be touched?
the future, Luminosa. But at
No,
the
I'm
same
talking about the
time,
past. How did they even let the shattering happen in the first place? How did they let a group like the guild gain power?
that's
I've
the
seen
thing.
firsthand the kind of power Mataract has.
Here's the
If the
thing.
Allfather and this witch
You
mother
need
were
to let
stronger,
them speak.
Greed does a lot, Luminosa. People can lie, people can cheat. Gods, mortals, it doesn't matter who they are. In the end, someone that may have once been a friend can be the biggest betrayer of them all. In fact, as you see Core's voice kind of waver, you see bright blue tears begin to well up in their eyes. Go ahead and roll me an insight check. Luminosa, you get the distinct feeling that whoever led this attack used to be Core's friend.
Does Phrase get that info?
okay,
Yeah, I'd say Frias, you can definitely get that. Various, you definitely get that.
after everything we've been through, after everything we've seen, what are you
Damn!
telling us?
Because you've asked.
No, what aren't you telling us? If you want our help to save your world, tell us everything we need to know before we go up against an enemy we are not equipped to fight.
I can't tell you unless you ask the right questions.
Alright, who betrayed you?
The guild master did.
Who was the guild master?
He's gone through many names as time has gone on.
Who was he to you?
He was my best friend.
Was he another system like you?
No. He was an
Hmm.
elven man. Someone
He
who...
was immortal?
He was immortal, yes.
Is he still mortal?
No, not anymore. Because of what he did to Null, essentially.
What,
He
did
has
he bathe in the
become...
blood of the Null Lord?
Suffice to say, at least the best that I can explain it is he endured what I call Gavin's curse. Because of his deeds, he's caught in an immortal time loop, forever stuck in the body of what he is now. No longer able to grow in power, but cannot die either, trapped in a time loop. But that does not stop him from leading the charge with his band of whatever you wish to call the guild. Homicidal maniacs was one
Is
I
he
often call.
actually leading them, or is he trapped in a stasis himself and somebody else is leading the guild in his place?
He is actually leading them.
So he's actually able to be physically seen or touched,
Yes,
but he's trapped in a time loop.
essentially. The best way I can explain it is he cannot age, he cannot grow old. Nourishment does nothing for him. He cannot gain power, he cannot grow weak. He is stuck from the moment that the curse hit him.
Does he affect anyone else around him? If you were to go near him, if you were to touch him, would you instantly age or fall apart or die? Does the time magic surrounding him actually affect others?
No, not that I'm aware of.
So if he's trapped under a time curse, there must be a way to break it.
There might be, but as of right now, I don't know. He keeps to secrecy now. He has not yet set foot in the plains in over several eons. Not since the war.
Well, if he got himself cursed,
He
yeah, he
knows
probably
that if
doesn't
he
want to come
sets foot
back.
here, he knows that if he sets foot here, he'll endure my wrath.
So he's hiding potentially in another system or dimension.
Exactly. And
And
he
you
will motion to Amadeus, Leo, and
have no
Styx.
idea where, potentially?
That is what I've been having these three try to track.
Okay.
And Styx kind of groans. It's like, we have checked millions of systems. We can't find the bastard nowhere. And if we do, get even this little smidgen of his footprints, freaking vanishes out of nowhere. Drives me nuts.
Could that be an elven thing?
I mean, the other two are elves too, and they're his closest bodyguards. They're stuck in the same damn thing too.
Who?
And on Maris. You know, the left
Are
and
they
right hand of the guild? You fought one of them.
Yes, I know. Are they both under the same spell he is? The
Yeah.
time spell.
Yeah.
Okay, if we find a way to kill Enel, we can kill him then.
All right, so I need to take a brief pause. I need to go put my neighbor's chickens away. So be right back.
Chicken, chicken, chicken.
Chickens!
Baka. Well, now.
All the lore dump.
As we learned last night, when you have a fucking god in front of you, you question the bastard.
Listen, as messed up as our characters are in this game, they're not near as screwed as the characters in the Friday night game.
What? You guys are fine. You got a jacket.
Ooh,
Yeah,
is
his
it
name
warm?
Tiamat.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
5-headed
One of the
jacket?
characters is the son of Bahamut, and we just freed his aunt Tiamat.
Tia for short.
Tia for short. Oh, Tia, Tia.
It'll end fine.
Yeah, as long as you don't bang her, Authorial.
What?
It's a likelihood.
Oh
Not
no.
if he wants to keep his dick.
Maybe not on.
Yeah, anyways.
I'm just saying, you remember what you told Aleshi. How you'd be faithful to Rory. Gonna hold
Listen,
you to that.
Now you've got an audience. There are witnesses.
There's witnesses now.
there were witnesses before.
They didn't.
Now there's new witnesses who don't understand what's going on. It's even better now.
God damn. Just unless she's standing on a cop car with a megaphone. Hear ye, hear ye. People of random
How did
dimensions.
she get that?
How does she know how to operate it?
Orc.
How did she rewrite the memories?
Orc? Orc. The answer is orc at this point.
That
Anything
was
makes
so
logical
funny.
in
Where
that word is orc.
So we ended up in a library of like people's secrets and memories,
Yeah.
and Oleshi was opening up books and being like, "Nah," and writing little notes and advice in the
I read
corners.
memories.
And they showed it to the librarian slash
The
the
secret
keeper of
keeper, the secret man.
yeah, the secret keeper, and he's like,
How?
and grabs another book and is looking and is like,
I
"How
think I
did
read
you?"
roughly 20 books. I also drove that guy so nuts that I'm pretty sure the memory he took away was the fact that I tried to be friends with him. You're not saying no, Jim.
The characters lost a month of time that they don't know what happened in it. But they got some neat loot. So they're not sure what happened. They don't even know why.
And
Well-
recently we found out Bart has a son he didn't know he had.
I mean, one character has some kind of hint as to what happened.
He
Thoriel.
has shared that with people.
Thoriel doesn't share anything with people except Rory and then screws it up and is like,
No,
I didn't mean it that way.
No, he told Yidris, and I'm pretty sure he's told the others bits and pieces. But it's been like literally an existential crisis every week. They've had 3 this week alone.
I mean,
See, Pumpkin understands. This is a good boy. See,
He's not a good boy, he's a thief!
boy.
All right, sorry about that. We had to put the neighbor's chickens to bed.
That doesn't make one a good boy! Having an existential crisis and being a thief does not make you a good boy!
What if I come back
It
to?
makes you possible good fodder!
What the
Speaking of,
hell?
I will use you as a shield if I need to.
This is
Moving
all
on.
because you left for Chimkins, Nova.
Sorry.
hey! At least the Thoriel is not teaching their son. Don't use this spell around people unless they won't be missed.
We've already been through the fact that Bart is a bad absentee father, okay?
Oh dear.
He just found that tiefling boy like a day ago.
Anyhow, back to the
What the heck happened on Friday? Dear God, explain to me after session.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing
Yes,
bad.
we haven't run into my dad yet. That's gonna be a whole other horror story.
See, this is why it's good that Authorial doesn't know who his dad is.
You say that, but I have a feeling one of those spiders is your mom.
No, he knows his mom. He just doesn't know his
Hmm.
dad.
Anyways,
mom.
Guys,
Yes,
guys.
game.
Anyway, Core definitely seems to be hurt by the fact that they have revealed that the Guildmaster used to be one of their closest friends.
that is a wrinkle I was not expecting.
Who else can hurt you more than a friend?
Well, it's more the fact that he used my trust in order to do all these terrible things.
It's okay. We'll make sure that he gets what's coming to him. And we won't allow him to hurt your plane or your people anymore.
He actually looks at you, Luminosa. It's like, this is your home now, too, Luminosa. Your people, too.
Well, I'm still learning that.
I know. But hopefully, as my systems become more available to me, I want to make this place more open to outsiders, too. I don't agree with Mataract. I never have. He's always been a bit
Pushy?
bullheaded. Pushy, bullheaded, yes. It's in his nature. He, at a time, was a god that had died. And pay in mind, when you lose your everything, it tends to go sour on you quite quickly,
So,
especially after it stews for eons and eons.
so what you're saying is Mataract is a bit of a meathead.
Why did I picture Mataract as a jock?
No,
Worry about
matter.
it.
Matter is meat.
Do you even lift bro with 4 arms?
Mataract back in the beach days.
You've heard of Gavin, right?
No.
Gavin
Who
was
is
the
Gavin?
first. Gavin was the first No Lord, and the one that was killed that initiated the shattering. Gavin was Matarock's lover.
Oh my.
They were connected in what
That
we
is
call
cool.
eternal companionship. So when he died, Matarock lost a piece of his own soul.
Question, is the new one related to Gavin at all? Because I noticed all of the lords are like on top of him constantly.
Core seems to pause for a long second. No! Why would Nakumbo be related to Gavin?
Mm,
I don't know. Null and null? Are they not the same thing? Do the lords not get reborn from the same soul?
No. When a primordial dies, that's it. Their soul vanishes into oblivion. Makumbo's a new soul. A new person. They're their own person.
Okay, was Gavin a child?
All gnolls were at one point in their time.
Do they grow up?
Well, you have to have a physical body for that.
Will the tiny one grow up?
No, I mean, gnolls always remain small.
He'll never reach the top shelf.
Okay, but then you said nulls are kids, but this Gavin. Oh.
They're the souls of children. There's a difference. One soul does not indicate one's age. It's
Okay,
simply
then
the
so
building
what?
block, the
Okay,
blueprint.
so then hang on. Let me get this straight. Gavin was normal size and adult.
Gavin was the normal size for a null, yes.
How tall is that?
They tend to average about 4 feet.
Ooh, that's quite the picture in my head.
Core sort of pauses, like, you do know Demian, Matarak's advisor, is like 3 feet tall, right?
No, just the idea of Matarak with something that small kind of terrifies me.
And he just,
They-
Core just looks very confused.
So
They're not.
hey,
I-
Cord just said that Matarak and Gavin were lovers, okay?
Yes, mental companionship is a thing here. Physical, not so much, considering we're not mortals. We have no need for that. So, at the end of the day, it's just mental. Only mental.
I'm so confused.
Core
Anyway,
just squints. It's like, did you think that they were?
well, yeah, that's what you said.
There's
Look,
different.
I've been
Flix is
dead
still
for
in there
less than a
somewhere
day,
fighting.
okay?
Core just is shaking their head at you, Luminosa. It's like, primordials can't do that.
Oh,
We feel no
nobody
physical.
gave me a handbook when I came out.
That's my fault. Positives and negatives don't quite have that starting knowledge.
No, all I had to go on was my
What-
old specialized Fey knowledge.
I know. I'm actually.
Specialized in the
I know. I know.
having other parts
Luminosa.
way.
And apparently Phrase is bust.
But
It was a nice bust. But
here's the thing, Luminosa.
how old is Makumbo then?
I don't know. When Makumbo died, at least as far as I'm aware, they were about the same age that most children's souls tend to be when they pass on. some younger than others, but
So was he like 12?
around about, I guess. I don't know the exact specifics, but
Oh, that poor little angel.
I know what he went through, though.
What did he go through?
You know how your parents are supposed to be the trusted individuals in your life?
Oh no. Well, I would, except I think I was an orphan.
Well, imagine having two people that you're supposed to trust turning you into an experiment instead.
Wouldn't know how that felt.
I'm just gonna side eye Tiberius right now.
Anyway, the thing is that when a soul becomes a primordial, age no longer matters. Age is a fleeting thing, as we are timeless creatures. Time has no effect or passage here. Therefore, no one abides by time.
So how long? So is he the only null left in existence then?
Yes,
How long has he been back? Like, how long has null returned?
Makumbo's only been formed for a few short months. They're a very young formling, which is what we call young primordials. And yet, because of their
Me.
station.
I'm a young primordial, right?
Yes, you're a formling, much as Rose is.
Wait, you're a formling, Rose?
Yeah, I mentioned that before when you were Flix.
I don't remember that.
Lix was quite flight brained.
Yeah, this is true.
But the only thing that means is that you're new to being a primordial, therefore you're still learning, which is perfectly fine. But doesn't mean you can't love who you want. I mean, for us, it's a platonic love. It's companionship. That's all.
Excuse me, I have to make a roll.
Of course.
Rose professes his love, or their love.
Rose, you see Rose's eyes almost sort of cross as Luminosa is talking. It seems to be a moment about when she mentions about her past her birth, but Rose just kind of puts one hand to the side of their head and it's like
Well, how about this, Luminosa? I can give you an example. Remember when you were still alive as Flix when you tried to flirt with Austrove, how we didn't reciprocate?
Yeah, I think we both confused each other.
Exactly. Whenever you try to give physical affection or the sort to a primordial, it doesn't make sense to them. It confuses us because it's not something that's built into us. We don't feel those emotions.
So what
That's why he was
type
confused.
of emotions do we feel then?
Emotional. In fact, that's kind of why positive and negative exist because it got too strong to the point where primordials were creating so much emotional energy that they began to form their own backlash on the system. So I converted them into an element?
Wait, we're the runoff of what the other primordials felt?
That's actually
I
why
don't know how to feel about that.
well, it's actually why you're technically stronger than the primal elements because well, the primal elements are mostly fueled off of emotions, both positive and negative. After all, when you think of fire, you think of passion, you think of drive, but you also think of anger and rage, right? In fact, one might say that those around you, Luminosa, are going to be able to feel that positive emotion from you because you'll always radiate it. Much as
What
when
you're
Pride
saying is
was
I'm
around.
indestructible.
Yes. Well, let's just say that Such as when Pride was around, he was able to intake the negative emotions you all put out and dampen them somewhat. You can do the same. It's part of who you are.
I can make them happier?
Yeah.
Come here, Tiberius.
Get away from me.
Oh no.
That
Hug! Feel happy!
I am not feeling happy.
Feel so happy!
Tibbs, actually, Luminosa, are you actually like kind of expressing like your emotion and your energy?
I guess so, yeah. I'm like bear hugging, holding him. Like he's a
Tibbs,
fluffy rabbit toy.
Tibbs, can you give me a con save?
Oh god!
Deadly hugs.
All this happiness!
What is your spellcasting DC, Luminosa?
Definitely higher than 11.
God, yeah.
Oh yeah, Tiberius, you do suddenly feel a little happier, but I do need to put a point of positive corruption on your sheet.
Wait, what does that
You do
mean?
feel a little it's fine. But Tibbs, you actually feel a little happier. Like even as she's hugging you, you're like, okay, this is not so bad.
Luminosa, you might want to hold off on too much of that.
Your funny little ears and hair, little jacket.
Luminosa,
Set him down. So dignified.
But Various, in fact, can you give me an Arcana check as you're watching this? Oh, Jin's BRB, goddammit. Gotta wait for Jin to get back. Well, in fact, no, actually, it has to be Jin because Various has experienced primordial corruption, but he's experienced the opposite version of it.
I experienced corruption.
You did! Roll me Arcana, Frius.
Yay!
You were too close to the Chimera.
I was riding them.
Frius, the energy coming off of Luminosa feels vaguely familiar, almost similar to the overwhelming aura that the Chimera and Wind put off. And you do remember having a very similar feeling of elated happiness to it, but at the same time, didn't feel quite right.
Why Freya was like, no, put them down.
Oh
Bad Luminosa gets the spray bottle.
no. That's right, you did experience a bit of corruption. It does taper off the longer you go without it. Just don't let it get too high. It's like radiation. Don't let it get too high.
What were with walking radioactive bombs?
I mean, all primordials have that capacity, let's be fair.
Does someone hear clicking?
No, just the sound of doom.
It's fine. I mean, technically in your party, now you have a fire bomb and a happy bomb.
Oh god, all I could think of is the boogie bomb from Fortnite. Why?
Burning joy.
Burning joy. There you go. But the core does not. It's like, I actually created positive and negative to try to balance out and control those elements that were, well, threatening to damage my systems further. And that's how Astrov and Zenith came to be, and how all the other positive and negatives came to be. It is also how the neutrals came to be, but we really don't talk much about them. They don't do much.
So there's an element known as neutrals. What do they stand around and do nothing?
Yes, actually.
Oh.
They're sort of the byproduct of when a positive and negative form, you see. They kind of just appear from the collective energy. Sometimes a soul attaches to them and they have some sort of personality, but other times honestly, it's kind of creepy, but they just seem to be soulless husks half the time. I don't know what causes it. I don't know why it happens, but it does. But that's neither here nor there. What is the fact that we need to figure out where you plan to go next. And if you have any further questions for me that I can answer.
Yeah. Unless anyone else has been doing other investigations, I believe our intention was to go to Earth next.
Earth, and you also need to deal with the problem in Wonderland, if I'm correct.
Oh, don't remind me.
Mm.
Well, it's better we deal with that before we deal with anything else, because the last thing we need is to be dealing with wild magic and then potentially having two Fey princes attack us.
I'll have to agree with Luminosa there.
Take care of the small problem first, right?
A smaller problem, but at the same time has the potential to become a much larger problem. And if we're able to save them, maybe might even gain allies out of it. I at least want to try to save them, at least. They don't deserve what's happened to them.
No, not if they tried so hard to not be monsters. Nobody wants to be like that.
Exactly. Which I'm sure is something you can understand, Luminosa.
Oh, all too well.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that they were able to save you, though. Or at least Zenith and Astrov, so you may
Mhm,
have to thank Pride for tailing you guys that night.
mhm.
And you look really nice, too.
Thank you. And don't worry, Rose, I'll keep you safe in Wonderland.
I'm sure you will.
Well, maybe if you give me a day, maybe I can make you guys something that might help you there. As thanks for at least hearing me out.
Sure. We don't need to leave immediately, I don't think. We still have to talk to Leonard anyway and Auntie to see about getting through the hedge.
Cor will nod at Various. And also, I think you all just need a day to relax. It seems that even though you had the chance to relax, it seems things happened one by one like dominoes.
Mhm.
Mm. Mm. Do you have any further questions for me? Any of you?
Yes. How do the old gods fit into all this?
Oh. Now it depends on which one you're talking about. There's several of them. 4 of which I know personally.
I
Mhm.
believe Tiberius is referring to the one that's currently haunting my residence.
Yog-Sothoth. Yes, I'm well aware of Yog-Sothoth and his meddlings.
Wait, we see closing the shutters?
Um,
What?
That day when Rose was haunted.
You mean this morning?
Yes! When Rose was haunted.
That's what you were talking about, the shutters being closed.
It kept happening!
But we
Rose-
weren't home.
you guys were in the fire palace when that was happening.
Oh.
It was horrifying!
But as for the old gods, they all have their own various stakes and things. Yog, I don't know. He tends to rule and keep secrets from the Dreamlands. I wouldn't be surprised if he's probably got some personal stake with your family, though. To what end? I don't know. Then, of course, you got Nerlathotep. You've regrettably met him as his odd form of Deus. He just likes to cause trouble no matter where he goes. He has no rhyme or reason. He just likes to, you know, meddle. As far as I'm aware, the only two that are out to actively help this place are Shub Niggurath, which you have met her, and one other you have yet to meet. But I do not think you'll ever meet them. They enjoy their privacy.
Hmm. Alright, well. So then, a day until you can give us something to assist us in this Wonderland place, wherever that is.
Yes. But more importantly, Cor will look up, and Styx actually goes to each and every one of you and gives you a little charm bracelet that has a star, heart, and a moon charm on each of them. They're made of silver.
Ooh.
These will allow you to access any and all entries into this place. So you will no longer need Amadeus, Styx, or Leo to bring you here. As long as you're wearing them, the pathways will open to you.
Ooh.
This includes my main chamber door. All you have to do is present it to the, that big giant glowing orb that you see above the door when you entered? You just gotta hold your bracelet up and it'll let you in.
Um, Not to be a bit of a downer on this, but if one of us were killed and one of these things were taken, wouldn't that allow one of the members of the guild access to you, Core?
Regrettably, but that is a risk I'm willing to take. If it helps you.
Then we won't die. Again.
Slow.
Just imagine Tiz kind of has that slow head turned to the side, looking up at Luminos.
Yep.
I said again.
No, that is why I'm putting my trust in you. I hope that you'll keep him safe.
Anyone else got
So,
questions? Various? You look
so
like you.
each and every one of you add Core's charm bracelet to your inventory. Also, this item does have a special effect. While worn, it grants the wearer +1 AC.
Oh god, you're making me a tank suddenly.
You're gonna need it.
Oh, 22 AC, baby.
Now, it's only as long as you're wearing it. So in the
Oh,
event you
so
take it off, you will lose it.
animal form?
I'm not
Question
taking it
Yeah.
mark.
off. It's not hurting.
It does not affect animal forms.
Dang. Oh well, I got something to fix that anyway.
I'm gonna put it inside my person.
You can do that. So make sure you add that, and make sure you add the tagline that when worn gives +1 AC.
Varys, do you have any questions? You seem to be a little tongue-tied. Your ears seem a bit less starchy than they should be.
I'll ask him private.
Oh yes, everything in private with you these days. Hmm?
Fine. I
Should we
had
start
a
a private thing?
I had a strange dream. Where are these coming from?
Strange dream. What
I
sort of
was
dream?
I was actually going to talk to you about that as well, but since it's out in the open, I'll take my turn next.
You've had strange dreams? What sort?
Last night I had a dream that showed a place covered in sand with ruins and a storm and somebody there waiting for me. And I tried to get there. And before that it wasn't just dreams, but um a box with sand all around it showed up in my room. Rose has no idea how it got there. And it had a card with it.
Hmm. As for the dreams, I don't know. I'm afraid I can't control the dreams here in this place. That, I'm afraid, he looks right at you, Tiberius, is in your father's hands. So if you have questions about dreams, you're going to have to go right to him.
All that positive happiness is gone at that point.
As for the box, I can't say I know for sure. Whenever I try to turn my eyes toward Null, as it seems that's what you're describing, all I ever see is static, but that's due to the fact that the place is in such disarray. My guess, at the very least, someone might be trying to call out to you. But that's my guess. If
Oh.
you like, Various, I'd recommend searching for the Null Lord Makumbo and talking with them. Maybe they can help.
We get to go talk to the bean.
They're much nicer to talk to than Madarakt. If anything, they're a good mediator for Madarakt, as Madarakt, well, they listen to Makumbo.
I don't want to deal with Madarakt.
I
I will
know.
talk with Makumbo.
As of right now, as far as I'm aware, Makumbo is currently attending the contest that's happening up top.
We don't need to do that right now, Luminosa. You had things that you needed done, and we have other things to attend to.
Rose raises their hand.
Of course. Oh,
I also had a dream. A dream other than what I'm supposed to have as a primordial.
it sounds as if Yog is doing something to all of you. They may want to confront them. Also, what was that roll for? I have concerns.
My willpower about the contest.
Oh, that's right. Because that's currently going on right now.
Lix is still in here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it another week, they'll be gone. I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm just picturing Luminosa in a chair, like remembering, like, oh crap, that's right, the contest, and just slowly drumming her fingers on the chair. It's like, shit, that's right, shit, that's right.
And you see, the new quest now is that Luminosa has to gather all of the 3,000 butterflies to reconstitute the Flix body.
Oh my god.
Good lord, that's a lot of butterflies. That's a lot of butterflies.
And the worst part is we have to get the last like 5 butterflies. We have to go to Madarak's palace because they're haunting him now.
Yeah, and they're in a secret area.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna never be able to finish the quest because Matter X smashed them and they can no longer be recovered.
We couldn't get to them. That's the problem. They're like that buzzing fly that's always there and you can never hit.
The last one is the butterfly that continues to land on Madarak's head.
Yeah, it just
You know
keeps
those-
going and then jumping up, down, up, down.
You know those collectibles that they're somewhere just in plain sight, but you miss them and you've run past them like 30 times?
No, even
or they're on
worse.
that weird ledge that you don't know how the hell you get up to.
No.
Jump.
They're MIPS from Mario 64.
Oh no.
The moment you get closer,
God.
they get faster.
Oh god.
You did it.
Pain.
Wait, so am I not supposed to dream?
No, primordials can dream. It's more of a case that sleeping is a habit from when you were still alive. It can still be done, it just doesn't really do
What
much
about
for you.
nightmares?
Usually, well, the nightmares often are you reliving the moment you died, but if
What
it's a
about
different...
night terrors of the future?
Cora looks very concerned. What
You
do
know,
you
the
mean?
kind that end with an angry guild man standing in front of you and all of your friends dead, covered in blood. What about
Slow
those?
look over at
Kind of
Luminosa.
contradicts
What
the
about
future I've
those
seen.
nightmares? Are those normal?
Cora looks incredibly concerned right now. Excuse me,
I'd like to point out I'm a day old. Is this normal? It wasn't in the handbook I never received.
No, this is not normal.
We'll go talk to Yogg another time.
That's very unusual. Usually whenever you sleep, you're supposed to either see nothing at all or the moment of your death, nothing more. For outsiders, well, they're not supposed to see anything. Unless they're a lucid dreamer, then,
You're
well,
telling me that every time I close my eyes, I have to see Matarak's smug face?
not always.
Am I in hell?
You are dead.
This feels like hell!
Anyway, I think if you're having strange nightmares or dreams, you're probably best to go see Yog Sothoth. He's sort of the purveyor of that. He handles everything on that end.
Perhaps once this Wonderland business is done, we can pay Daddy Dearest a visit.
Wait, he's your dad?
What?
I was dead for that!
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right, Luminosa. Yeah, seems that you've just learned that Yog Sothoth is Tim's dad.
How long was I dead?
Oh, this is a new development.
Ah! Wait, so future, can't you, like, use your dream powers to make them stop?
I don't have dream powers.
Maybe you haven't tried hard enough!
I'll get on that.
Damn right you will! I don't want to be dreaming about bloody bunnies every night!
Anyway,
I'm just not going to sleep anymore.
any other questions for Core from anyone else?
I mean-
Other than Luminosa.
I have so many questions!
Other than Luminosa.
That's right, you ran away with my blight crack.
Yes, about these bracelets, I presume that not only do these let us gain access, that we'll be able to know where those other entrances are located by virtue of these.
Mm-hmm. In fact, you should see 3 charms on them, correct?
Right.
What these charms will do is that they'll actually glow brighter until you reach an entrance.
I see.
It's rudimentary, but it works.
I only have questions for Amadeus at this point, I think.
Amadeus kind of looks up. They seem to be almost off in their own little world, kind of looking through a few books, typing on one of the consoles, and like, wait, what?
Just some things once we get out of here.
Ah, of course. If you like, I can pull you aside. After all of you are done, we can speak.
Yes.
Tibbs, considering the fact that what the core looks like, yeah, it's a pretty good assumption.
Yeah.
But core actually looks at you, Luminous. It's like, you don't have to sleep. That's simply a habit carried over from when you were alive. You don't have to.
Okay, then I need to learn how to stay awake forever.
You can. Sleeping is a conscious choice for you now. Some primordials do it just to pass time.
I need a hobby.
Oh, I have a few cookbooks if you're interested.
Yes. I don't know what that is, but yes.
Why do I just imagine Rose is just like, I don't want to be alone, just sitting and worrying in the night, so I'm gonna go to sleep.
Basically,
That's why
yeah.
Rose sleeps.
And now Rose is like, I'm going to have to sleep or I'm going to have to deal with that.
Everyone wakes up and there's like a million cupcakes all over the kitchen.
Burnt cupcakes because they're just starting out.
Rose, taste this. I don't have taste.
Just tell me you like it! Tell me I'm doing good!
That one was
It's
slightly
just-
less burnt.
No, it's gonna be like when you have like some slacker in the Sims, and they're just leaving like half cooked, half eaten TV dinners everywhere.
God.
Put bacon in the toaster.
Question.
Yes.
You said that, Tibbs had positive corruption?
Yeah, he has 1 tick of positive corruption, and for every hour he doesn't get another tick of it, it will go down.
Hey, What does that corruption do exactly?
Are you asking this in character?
Yes, do you wanna tell them what happened to Alex?
Are you asking this in character or out of character?
Out of character because I don't know it exists yet.
Oh, who would like to explain? That's
Well, you see, when you have a let's just say a sort of slender, stony friend constantly tending to you with magic, there are certain byproducts that are left as a result of that, and well, if you don't give time for the half-life for those to properly dissipate, uh, you basically become a statuified Joker.
So
Alex
what
got
you're saying is
really.
weaponize it?
Let's just say, oh yeah, you'll be able to see it coming. Let's just say Alex, yes, previous character in the Pathfinder campaign got such a high amount of positive corruption that he actually had gold in his blood, and you can actually see cracks forming along his joints.
Okay.
In she's defense, she was unaware
Yep.
of it.
Question. How long does it take to reach maximum corruption?
Maximum corruption is 10 stacks.
Yeah, how long holding on to a being does it take to get that?
No,
It's-
it's not something you can necessarily weaponize.
You can't weaponize it, but it basically you have to fail a Constitution save 10 times in a row.
Okay, what if I give NL disadvantage and just hold on to him for an entire fight?
Considering a round is 6 seconds, you wouldn't be able to hold on to him long enough.
That sounds like a challenge, Nova.
God damn it.
Just grapple him for the entire for like
I'm just
3
gonna grab him the
just
whole
grapple
time
him
I like it.
grapple him for a day.
Cons plus 20 just to spite you.
He's like, let go. It's like, no,
I'm
let
just
go.
a-
No.
But you also have to remember, Core did tell you that he's caught in a time loop. That means anything that happens to him eventually gets reverted. I'd like you to always keep that in mind.
Yes, but that's not saying I can't keep pissing him off with it.
This is true.
Happy anger.
Question. What does that corruption do to, say, a lord?
Nothing. It does
Damn
not
it.
affect primordials. It only affects outsiders.
Ah.
That's why, let's just say in the Pathfinder campaign, they originally had a +2 to hit to outsiders. Because they are essentially anti-outsiders. Just like in form. They're very good to use against, say, guild members.
I think Alex also got a little bit of negative corruption. Not as bad, but greed used some sort of spell on him.
And he got really depressed.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing with negatives, is that the more negative corruption you get, the more monochrome you become, the more depressed or angry you become. While with the positives, the happier but more statuesque you become.
So, question then regarding that.
Yes?
Could I not weaponize that with, say, the glitter I'm made of and glitter bomb people with, like, statue bombs?
No. It has to be
No.
long term.
It has to be long term. Or in the case of you, say, infusing some of your smites with it and using that. Using
Yes.
healing spells and smites and stuff like that will cause positive corruption if used on an outsider.
Anytime you
But
use
I-
remember, you're possibly corrupting someone that's an outsider. Specifically an outsider.
Not only that, but the same goes for pride if you happen to take them along with you. So remember that. Not only that, but here's a cool thing. If you have a negative and positive, they can counterbalance each other. That's why they're always created in pairs. Cool fact.
Yeah,
more
that
you
was
know.
sort of how we fixed some of Alex's corruption, if I remember right. Was
Is we had greed balance it out, yeah.
Oh no, Dyer's freaking
Wait.
out.
Oh. Are the gears turning, Dyer? Oh dear. And the fun fact is that if the neutrals had any care in the world, they could actually just completely undo the corruption, but they just don't care.
Oh, Pride is Luminosa's opposite.
Lumi's negative is pride.
Yeah.
Pride actually attuned himself with Luminosa during her forming. Because he lost his partner. Mm-hmm. Therefore,
Very
Pride.
just-
But as a result, that means Pride can summon Luminosa, and Luminosa can summon Pride.
They're never lonely.
That's never gonna get awkward.
Just waiting for the big bad final battle, Luminosa just disappears. Oh, and they're just like, which shirt looks better, this one or this?
But yes. However, there is downsides for there being too many positives and too many negatives. Currently, there's not enough positives. Therefore, as you may have noticed, there's a lot of negative energy. There's a reason why the negative dungeon was such a prominent feature in the
I
first
thought that was
act.
just the party in general.
No, there's a lot of negative energy in the air. Let's just say that it's definitely not helping matters.
Dad.
We all done with core, everyone?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Also,
All right.
we need to talk to Yogg about why Yogg wanted to get Various killed.
Motivation. What?
You're not wrong.
Oh,
Grace knows
Okay.
how Yogg thinks. It's pure motivation.
Your family. It's
Okay.
easy to know what they're thinking.
Anyway, as you guys begin to get up and leave, Amadeus will kind of gently tug Various aside, and I will actually pull you into another channel.
It's a
Oh, no.
time.
Oh,
no!
Badoom, badoom.
Man, why is Jen get to go shopping for pizza with Amadeus?
I mean, it's gonna be boring pizza.
Nah, they're
Okay,
trying to
everyone-
find the most nutritional value possible.
Oh
Yeah.
god, they're gonna get cauliflower crust.
Yeah, cauliflower crust, vegan tomato sauce.
That's not
First,
really realistic there.
first would be like, yes, we just need the main food groups: meat, more meat, maybe a few veggies, but mostly meat.
No lactose. A demon pizza.
Kale,
then again,
kale and spinach everywhere.
What?
Pumpkins in the Twitch chat and said kale, kale, and spinach.
That's gross. That's so gross on so many levels. I need to learn how to weaponize myself better.
God damn it. The only people you can weaponize yourself against are the people you spend time with.
Just hug someone for 8 hours and maybe you'll have 3 points of corruption. Just do it while they're sleeping. They'll never know.
What if I make a deal to make my corruption stronger?
What?
And then we all die because you're just radiating it so strongly around us.
If a paladin can in 5th edition, if a paladin can believe hard enough that they don't get reprimanded by their god, I can turn myself into a corruption bomb and go against the guild.
That's not how that works.
Yes, it is. If you don't need a god,
Oh
and you don't
no!
have to lose your powers, I can turn myself into a bomb.
Oh no, I don't like the fact Jin is sharing more.
Jin has joined the pizza cult. Oh, tangentially related, I was like watching the other day a documentary on how Chuck E. Cheese was formed and all of its competitors. There is some shit that happened behind the scenes there.
Oh, I think I saw that video. It was a video about something closing down that was related to it, maybe?
I wasn't necessarily about anything closing down. It was just like a retrospective. They like touched on like, here's how Chuck E. Cheese formed, and then there was also kind of an offshoot called Showbiz Pizza, and there was basically a bunch of corporate BS backstabbing between behind the scenes with both companies, and a lot of creepy pictures of naked animatronics. But that's for another time.
No,
Oh.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh god.
Hello, is this thing on?
Yeah.
Howdy.
Howdy. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's is definitely like inspired by Chuck E. Cheese and other related restaurants.
No, I mean the naked animatronics.
Oh yeah, not wrong.
Brace. Don't ask to go and see Dream Daddy. That's a terrible idea.
Somebody's got to see Dream Daddy. He's not going to go see himself.
You keep saying that, and it reminds me there's like some kind of game that's actually called like Dream Daddy or Dream Daddies.
Yes, it's horrible.
Isn't that the one where it's
It's
that
you're dating the dads. It's the dating
the
sim.
one that Ego Raptor
Yeah.
Yeah, the dating sim.
yeah. No, Freys, we are not going to see your crush.
What?
So who's next to kick the bucket? Because that was really close for Various.
If it wasn't for, say,
Very
heat
felt-
resistance, I would have been instantly downed in that one attack. And then they could have just kicked my body a few times.
Verb stomping for Freys.
Just all they would need is 2 stomps, because then it counts as double failure.
I mean, maybe you've learned that the next time you go into melee, you should be a bear.
Or don't go
I-
into melee.
I burned my bonus action to give various healing.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so a little bit of a plan. And then it was like, oh, okay, the healing's there.
Yeah,
now I'm a wolf and
yeah,
have
I will-
37 more hit points.
I will be honest, like when Rose first formed there in the null plane, I was like, I don't know what to do. Hold person. I mean, I don't know. I was just like shooting the breeze right there because like my plan was either going to be if hold person either wore it off or didn't hit successfully, then I was going to just like try to go get various healed up more. But okay.
No, I just kind of like froze person and Luminosa just did that Yakuza gif or whatever where they're just kicking the body while it's down.
I went in to cut a bitch, and I cut a bitch.
Let me see if I could find the gif.
It was the best of plans.
Oh, I gotta focus away from that gif. That's trying to give me a headache.
Oh, there it is. It was JoJo, my bad.
There's our JoJo's reference of the episode. How many pizzas are they ordering?
Look, Amadeus can turn into a dragon. They need a very, very, very large pizza.
Wait, does that mean Amadeus is like one of those like high-tech domino cars that like self-heats your pizza?
Yes. What are we talking about?
Amadeus is the Domino's delivery vehicle.
What you're saying is, due to the hardships, Yogg has had to pick up a job as DoorDash.
Look,
No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
saying.
Amadeus is making the pizzas. They're the Domino's worker, and Various is now the Uber Eats driver.
Look, I'm just saying, if your cultists are having a slow time at bringing about the apocalypse, you gotta pick up a side gig somewhere.
But it's nothing long term because of the whole apocalypse thing, right?
Yeah, that'll come any day now.
Exactly. So you got to keep your maybe a week by week basis for your job. But if
welcome back.
universe does end, you're not missing that paycheck.
As you guys are talking, Various seems to be finishing up with Amadeus. Various hands Amadeus a book, and he seems to walk away from Various as Various returns to the group.
Speaking of books and dealing with the small things first, shouldn't we go find your book for us while we, have time?
Right?
That would be appreciated. What was that?
The phrase, you lost a book.
More forgotten about it. I'm sure it's fine. It's in the private room in Greed's casino. I'm sure no one would have done anything.
We should go and check it out. Or try to find it.
Yes, that would be grateful.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
If it wasn't for Various, she was going to use Scry to look on the book, but someone ran off, someone needed to be found. Oh god, they're fighting.
It's like, oh god, Varys is getting his ass kicked.
So she waves to Core and starts heading out before anyone else. Kind of power walking.
Okay.
Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe.
Clack, 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 clack.
Click, 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 click. And you guys are all leaving?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And almost as quickly as you arrived here, as you begin to head down the hall, eventually you reach a door as the area around you vanishes. Opening the door leads you back out into the foundry.
The same quote unquote employees only door that we walked out, or a different
Exact same.
door? Okay.
So you're kind of between the earth and the water districts.
Heading straight for the water portal.
Okay. But before you do that, I am afraid we're going to have to cut the session about a half an hour short because I have not eaten today and I still need to go get my dinner. So we will be wrapping it up for today, but I'll be opening up off the clock for roleplay.
Nova, you have to eat more than once a day.
I forget.
Wait, you're supposed to eat more than once a day?
Okay, you two need to make alarms on your phones.
But I would like to thank you all for joining today. Some things got a little emotional, and well, Various was able to confront someone that no doubt he was going to eventually confront one way or another. But it's not over yet. Far from over.
Just a new body with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah.
I was expecting that. I was waiting for that. But again, thank you all for playing. Sorry to cut it short for today, but hope you all have a wonderful night.
Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Bye.